Yo, what is up, everybody? It is DJ Riley, and I am here with my top 3 MLB picks for pitcher strikeouts. But we are coming off a heater yesterday. We went 6-6 on a Prize Pick slip, giving us a 37.5x. Also flexed it as well, so gave us an additional 25x. So quite a good day, and hoping to do the same with these 3 MLB picks. So we will be jumping through those, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into them. And the first pick that I actually have here is Slade to go over 4.5 strikeouts. Now, it might not necessarily be the prettiest of plays on paper because he's only cleared this line in 1 out of his last 6 games to start this 2026 season. However, this is the game that kind of stuck out to me, and the reason that this is Toronto strikes out the least of any MLB team so far this year. And if you look down here and looking at his supporting stats, you can see that the innings pitched, he's actually working quite deep into these games, making it to at least 5 innings in 4 straight games. Called strike or whiff rate, he's actually got quite a high number. Something above 30% really makes me start to feel pretty confident. But really, these last 3 games, seeing at least 26% is a good number. Now, batters faced, he's not really striking out a ton of batters that he's facing. Again, 13%, 12%. And then, of course, the 21%, which is the most surprising of it all. Now, where I do like him in this matchup is this Los Angeles Angels team has by far been the worst strikeout team in all of the MLB. They have ranked dead last from almost the opening day up until now, ranked dead last at the moment, and even over the last 30 games, still, of course, ranked dead last. Now, of course, Slade is not a very high strikeout pitcher in the bottom 14 percentile, and has struggled a little bit with command here recently, hitting 33%. But again, versus this matchup versus the Angels, where they do strike out a ton, and even if you go here and look at versus right-handed pitching, you can see that there are multiple hitters on this team who are striking out nearly a quarter of the time. Lowe, Frazier, Moncada, Neto, who's obviously the leadoff hitter for them. Trout is even striking out nearly 26% of the time. Soler is also striking out 32% of the time. So again, these are top hitters that are in the lineup every single day who are striking out nearly a quarter of the time. So because of that, give me Slade to go over 4.5 strikeouts. Again, I'm taking this over on Prize Picks. Got a 3-man slip for a 6x payout. Now, the next pick that we have here is Miles Mikolas to go under 3.5 strikeouts. Again, taking this over on Prize Picks, still available there, but you can see that he's basically flirted with this line all season long. Has either gone over by half a strikeout or under a half a strikeout in all 5 games to start this season. Now, what's promising to me is the 2 games that he did go over saw 25 batters. Even looking at the innings pitched, he went 5 and 4.1. Pitches thrown is probably the most glaring thing. 97 pitches and 87. Since then, the next 3 games, he hasn't seen 80 pitches at all. And even the batters faced, 17, 16, 19, right? So he's not seeing a ton of usage, and they're actually pulling him out quite early. Now, of course, this Cincinnati team is striking out quite a bit, and they've even been striking out more than they have recently to start the season. So obviously not a promising sign. So this one could get a little hairy to start it off. But where I do still like this is if you look at their history versus Miles Mikolas, you can see here that they're not striking out a lot. And you have a lot of batters who have a ton of at-bats, double-digit at-bats, 23, 12, 19, 15, 12, 16, 12. And again, these are everyday guys that you are seeing in the lineup. So because of this, and they're not striking out a ton, I do feel quite confident. Now, again, this is a very hitter-friendly ballpark. You can see that here with an outlier. If you look at all their top 3 hitter-friendly ballpark as of 2026, but more specifically 2 left-handed batters, it is the most hitter-friendly ballpark in all of the MLB. So because of that, I don't see another situation where he's going to make it really deep into games, maybe not even seeing 20 batters. So because of that, I feel pretty confident that with the history and everything that we're seeing with them, under 3.5 strikeouts is actually a really good play to be taking. Now, that does bring me to my last and final pick, which is Yuri Perez to go under 5.5 strikeouts. Another play that doesn't necessarily look quite good on paper, but I still think it's a highly, highly valuable play. And if we jump into that, you can actually see what I mean by this. So yes, he has actually a very high called strike and whiff rate. Like I said, 30% is what makes me feel comfortable anytime I'm taking the over, and he has just that. But of course, I am taking the under. Has hit nearly 30% in 3 out of the last 4 games. And the batters faced, to strikeout rate, he's striking out nearly a quarter of the batters that he's facing, and he's done that nearly in 4 straight games. So of course, why am I taking this play? Well, I actually like the profile that Minnesota has been showing here over the last couple of games. You can see here, so all of the MLB teams up to this point have played roughly 40 games. So this last 30 doesn't go back into the 2025 season. It's still applicable to the 2026 season. So again, strikeout rate, they rank 24th. So obviously one of the worst strikeout teams. However, we have seen a slight improvement, dropping from 24 to 19. Now also is the weighted on base average. They ranked 16. We're starting to see a little bit better here at 14. This is very good because yes, Yuri Perez does rank in the top 64% for the percentile, but this is the number right here. He is struggling with command. While he does rank in the top 64 percentile, he ranks in the bottom 7th percentile for base on balls, meaning that he is walking a ton of batters. And then if you go here and look at this team as well, versus Yuri Perez, even right-handed batters, on base percentage plus slugging, they're doing so much better versus right-handed pitching. So with that, and then pair that with the fact that you're seeing them actually take steps in the right direction, especially over these last 30 games with the K percentage and then the weighted on base average, and then Yuri Perez, who walked 5 batters in his last game. This is all pointing in the right direction for me. Also, this game has very favorable wind blowing out at 21 miles an hour. And again, another favorable ballpark with this ranking as the 11th overall hitter friendliest ballpark in all of the MLB. So anyways, these are the picks that I'm rolling with today. Let me know if you're tailing along with. You can tell that down in the description below, as well as my community where I'm giving people early access to these picks, as well as all of my picks from throughout the day. Anyways, let me know if you're tailing, and best of luck today.